Hey VC, it's Jonathan, your Achievement Cheerful Record Collector. Hope everybody's doing well out there today. It's the last day of the year, which is sort of mind-boggling. We got 12 inches of snow yesterday in Maine here, so we're sort of digging out from that. So I want to do a video. The other day I watched Frank at Channel 33. He has, I don't know, thousands and thousands of subscribers at his channel. He did a video of blind buys, and I guess he and I have very different ideas of what a blind buy is. He bought two records. One was Marvin Gaye, What's Going On, and the other one was the Funkadelics, Maggot Brain. Now, even though I've never heard the Funkadelics Maggot Brain, I'm pretty sure I've heard the Funkadelics, and I sort of know what it's going to be. And Marvin Gaye, of course, I have that album. It's a fantastic album. But to me, both of those, you've heard of those bands. You know who those people are. To me, that's not really a blind buy. A blind buy to me is something you've never heard of the band before. All you're doing is you see the cover sort of strikes you as maybe something you'd be interested in. Or you look on the back and you see a guest artist is someone you know. Like you look in the back and you see that Ry Cooder is playing on the album, or Dr. John is playing on the album, or whatever. And you go, oh, that sounds interesting. The price is right. Most of the ones I'm going to show today are ones I've got at Goodwill, which I paid $1.25, $2 for. And for that price, you can take a chance on stuff you haven't heard before. And now and then, you strike gold. Remember, I'm not showing you the stuff that I bought that I've gotten rid of that were just terrible. I'm only showing the good stuff. So when people say, oh, you got such great stuff, yeah, some of the stuff is great, but you don't see the bad stuff. So to start off, I saw this last week at Goodwill. Again, I'm not going to go through the same thing each time, but I never heard of this guy, didn't know anything about him. But from the cover, it's obviously what kind of music it is. And for $1.60, I think it was, I took a chance. So the guy's name is Buju Banton, and this is Unchained Spirit. This is obviously a reggae album, recorded in Jamaica, a U.S. pressing. And it's exactly what it is. It's reggae. It's a little mellower than a lot of the reggae I'm used to, but good record. Complete blind buy. Buju Banton. Next one. This is exactly what I thought it was going to be. The cover sort of says it all. A band called Ganz, and this is Ganz Galore. 1966. Garage music. And as you can see by the cover on the back, so 1966. They do covers of Shape of Things, Summertime Blues, Good Lovin', Kicks, Dirty Water, Dr. Feelgood. So it's a covers album, but just straight up guitar, garage rock, and just fun. Ganz Galore. Van Doren, Are You Serious? Don't know who this guy is. Grabbed it, and happy I did. Turns out it's worth like $65. Not a lot of them out there, I guess. Or he didn't sell a lot. But this is 1977. Straight up rock and roll. Singer-songwriter stuff. Reminds me a little bit of Warren Zevon kind of stuff. But good. Real good. Van Doren. Cowboy. 5 will get you 10. 1971 country rock. Just like just what you think it would be. It's in the shadow of my face all the time. I'll switch over here. That's better. Yeah. Country rock, just what you think it would be. Flying Burrito Brothers, New Riders of the Purple Sage, kind of stuff. Very good. Really enjoyed this one. Cowboy. Next one was a 1990s indie rock. Joe Christmas. Don't know if anybody's familiar with Joe Christmas. That's the name of the band, not the person. It was good, much better than I expected, on a label called Tooth and Nail. It was virtually brand new. It was actually in the shrink at the time, but I took the shrink off because it was a little bit ripped. Joe Christmas. Peter Galloway. This is called Tokyo to Kokomo. I thought there was going to be more, either with an Eastern influence or more bluesy. It's a little too soft rock for my taste. It's not bad, for sure, but it's just not that much up my alley. On Imagination Records. Never heard of them before, but that's sort of a cool little label. 1979. Not bad. Peter Galloway. Bloomsbury People. Again, all these ones I bought basically because the label looked, the cover looked interesting. They were really clean and they were really cheap. And that definitely hits all my point. Ticks all the boxes for me. This one is a little more proggy for than I particularly like. It's some psych, but definitely some proggy stuff going on here. And 1970, where is it? I can't find the front. Definitely mid-70s. Not bad at all, but not particularly in my wheelhouse. Not a prog guy. Next one, this is the one. This is great. I love this record. Again, one of those ones you just pick up, you see, and it says Red and Murphy and Company, Fast Picks and Hot Licks, and that's exactly what it is. Fast Picks and Hot Licks. There's the guys dressed up in their great country outfits, as you can see. This was recorded 1978 in Hawthorne, in Jacksonville, Florida. And just great stuff. They do, ones I like a lot, it's called Grits in the White House, which is great. Basically an homage to Jimmy Carter. It's just a Foggy Mountain Special they do. Just really good. Enjoy this record. Enjoy the hell out of this record. Red and Murphy and Company. Preston Reed. Looked like a guitar whiz. The picture sort of makes you think he's going to be a guitar whiz. And he is a guitar whiz. This guy's great. He really can pick. It says it's Flying Fish Records. Again, there's certain labels I always buy. I see Flying Fish. It's clean. I'm going to pick it up. This is from 1982. This album was recorded on a 2-track tape recorder. There's no overdubbing of any of the songs. And when you hear that and you realize it was all done with no overdubs, it's pretty amazing. He is a great guitar player. But there are so many good guitar players out there that we've never heard of. He's one of them. Preston Reed. This one's from 1966 on Elektra. Again, the cover looked interesting. It was on Elektra. It was super clean. Guy named Dick Rossmini. 12-string and 6-string and banjo. Another one of the great guitar pickers. Enjoyed the heck out of this. Again, it's on Elektra, the Big E label. Was happy to get this. I've been looking for more of his stuff. I haven't seen anything yet, but when I do, I'm going to grab it for sure. It does basic country, folk music kind of stuff. 900 Miles to Go, Shady Grove, John Hardy, Freight Train, etc. But man can pick. 1964 on Vanguard. Louis Killin, Old Songs and Friends. It is basically what it looks like. I thought it was going to be sea chanties, and that's pretty much what it is. Recorded winter of 1977 by the Boston 40 Recording. So it's out of New England. Recorded, I said, in 77. I actually put this on a Facebook page. I belong to a folk music. When I put it on, someone wrote back saying, oh, they know all about Louis Killin. I guess he had a very sad life. Towards the end of his life, he finally came out as trans. And in 1977, you weren't allowed to, I mean, that was like, forget it. You weren't, even in liberal groups, being trans in the 70s was not a thing that was allowable. And I guess he lived his whole life like that, being in the closet, as it were. And finally came out, and then he passed away, or I don't know exactly when. But yeah, this is a good legacy he left. Nice album. This one, never heard of the guy. It turns out I should know him. And his name is Alan Block. And if you know the blues singer Rory Block, the woman, this is her father, which was really surprised me. This is on Living Folk Record. This is from the, doesn't have a date on it. I think it was from the 60s, late 60s, early 70s. And he plays fiddle and guitar and sings. And really nice record. I really liked it. A little bit like New Riders, not Riders, drawing a blank. It happens when you get to my age. Good old-timey music. Really fun. Found this last week. Kevin Burke. The Gap Fit. If the Gap Fits. If the cap fits. And again, it's exactly what it looks like. Irish fiddle music. And a lot of fun. Super clean record. And 1970, I want to say mid-70s. Wish I should have done more research before I started the video. But on Green Linnet Records. Great little label, Green Linnet. So this was a fun record. Enjoyed the heck out of this one too. And then the last but not least, it's a record I got last week, and this is my find for the year, I think. A guy named Eugene Wallace. This is Book of Fool, 1974. He's either Scots or Irish. In 74, they were trying to promote him as the new Joe Cocker. Reminds me a little more of John Kay from Steppenwolf with a little Tom Waits mixed in. But what a great, great album. So good. So, I mean, it has that Joe Cocker kind of feel to it and sound to it. It does Randy Newman's You Can Leave Your Hat On, which is a great song. Rock Me on the Water, the Jackson Browne song, does a great copy of that. Just a couple of his own tunes. Really enjoyed the hell out of this one. Definitely take a look out for him if you see anything by Eugene Wallace. I guess he didn't do a lot of recording, but great record. Really enjoyed the hell out of that. So those are blind buys. Never heard of these people before. Took a chance. And like I said, those are some of the better ones I found this past year. I want to thank everybody for watching my videos. I've recently cracked the 600 mark, which I find pretty stunning. I just talked to Brian from Shamrock and Records. He wanted me to make sure I said hey to everybody, and that he'll be up and making videos hopefully within a month or so. He's been going through some stuff, and he's finally got himself all settled down. So yeah, Shamrock and Records. Make sure to check his channel out, and hope everybody has a happy and healthy new year. Stay safe out there, and until next year, peace.